tax preparer files every year. At any time during 2020, did you receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire financial interest in any virtual currency? Now your answer is yes or no. Now I want the next page. I'm going to tell you something that's this is a little misleading. I turned the words "or otherwise acquire" into red because there's something more to say about that. Otherwise acquire could simply be uh, uh, buying coins or buying G999, uh, uh, buying Bitcoin. That's acquiring, right? So the answer would be yes, but no, it's not. Here's my proof of that. This is the this is an excerpt from the 1040 instructions form. There's a lengthy form of instructions, and I've done a couple of outtakes here, a couple of quotes, and the little stuff I put that in tiny type. You don't need to read it; it's not relevant to us. But the parts that are really relevant to us are in yellow and larger. If in 20, this is IRS in an IRS publication now. If in 2020 you engage in any transaction involving virtual currency, check the box yes. Okay. But then they come down. So what's any transaction? Now let's go down. Excuse me. Let's go down and look at the next part. They now tell us about transactions. They said if a transaction involving virtual currency does not include holding a virtual currency in a wallet or account, or transfer a virtual currency from one wallet you own to another wallet you own, as long as you control it. As long as you control it, you don't. Essentially, you don't make any money on it. You acquire it, you stick it in the account, you leave it there. As long as that happens, then you have no tax reporting requirements, and you can check no in that box. You can check no. If you acquired virtual currency, which I presume all of you did, a lot of it I hope by now, during 2020, and didn't do anything with it yet, you're still collecting it, you're still gathering the money to make some money, then you can answer no to that question. But I point that out because I think it's misleading to say or otherwise acquire. Otherwise acquire could be going to an exchange and buying some Bitcoin, going online and buying some G999. So that's not what they mean by a transaction. Actually, it'd work better if they stopped before or otherwise acquire. If you receive, that's not necessarily taxable, reportable either. If you sell, exchange, or send something like that, if you use the virtual currency somehow as if it were cash, as if it were currency, that's where you put a yes. Put a no if you didn't. Now, when will I owe taxes on my use of crypto? And how much will I owe? Let's look at that for a minute. Well, it depends on whether you're an investor or a trader. So the obvious question is, what's the difference, right? Let's look at the differences in IRS's words. I didn't translate this because I want to make sure you get it directly. Here's what investors are. Investors earn profits mainly on long-term appreciation and dividends. They hold securities or property for longer periods of time and sell much less often than traders. Investors generally can't claim any deductions, even on Schedule A, the Schedule itemized deductions. The capital gains tax break is the main tax benefit for investors. That's because the gains from sale of properties held for more than 1 year, which is the long term, is taxed favorably. You're depending upon how much profit you made, you're either going to pay 0 up to 20% compared to the individual tax rate, which is up to 37%. So that's what the biggest benefit is. Now you're going to file your if you check yes on the 1040, then you're going to file Form 1040 Schedule D. That's called capital gains or loss reporting. And then you may have to file Form 8949 sales and other disposition of capital assets. Now, I'm going to pause for a second and do an aside here. If you always do your own taxes, or you have for a long time, I highly recommend this be the year that you invest in a tax preparer. I've never had a year in which I've paid a tax preparer more than I would have lost if I had not used that same tax preparer. they're always saving me money because they know this stuff and they've got complex software that's upgraded continuously that helps them make sure they're getting the maximum legal deductions for you. So that's what an investor is. They hold you collect crypto, you hold it for a long time, and then once in a while you're going to trade or sell or exchange some of that or use it in some other way. And when you do that, then if you hold it for more than a year, then you're going to pay long-term capital gains. Short-term capital gains is anything you hold for less than 1 year. A year and more is long-term. Less than a year, short-term. So if you buy crypto now and you sell it before this date of 2022, then it's going to be considered a short-term gain, and you'll pay taxes at your regular tax rate, which may be up to 37%. It will be more soon, I promise you. When Mr. Biden gets finished with all the changes he wants to make to taxes, but one thing I gotta say for him is he was honest about it. He told you up front, you elect me, your taxes are going to increase, and he's true to his promise. It's happening. And don't be fooled, by the way, when you read some of the left-wing media. Sometimes they will say that there's a tax on the rich, or it's a tax on this or that, or it's an equity tax. It's whatever they say. It always comes out hurting the middle class and the lower class. Always. If you tax an upper class person, where's an upper income person spending their money for the most part? On other people. They're hiring people to do work. They're investing in businesses. They're using their money to keep other people employed in a way that keeps other people employed. If they have less money to play with, you think they might employ fewer people? Do you think if that happens, that might negatively affect middle income and lower income earners? Of course it will. Okay, let's get back to the subject. Investor or trader? That's what an investor is. Now, trader, on the other hand, unlike investors, they frequently buy and sell. In fact,
Dr. Mueller, unmute your mic. We lost you, sir.
okay, am I unmuted now?
Yeah, that's
Now
good.
you're good.
I'm unmuted now, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I don't know what happened there. I got this little pop-up saying, you're muted. Okay, I didn't plug my mouth with cotton or anything. So back to investor trader. Here we're talking about traders now. This is not an investor. Trader is different than an investor. Unlike investors, traders engage in frequent buying and selling, usually owning securities only briefly. That'd be like less than a year, sometimes only a few days, or sometimes only a few minutes for some busy traders. These are active traders, ones that just they're not going to buy cryptocurrency and then hold it and then wait for the price to go up and then sell it and make a profit. They're going to buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell.